We will continue with Aristotle's Poetics, and today we are discussing Peripetia and Anagnorisis. These two terms are very significant, and it is important from the point of view of examinations as well. In Aristotle's conception, Hamartia, Peripetia, and Anagnorisis all hang together in the ideal schematization of the tragic plot, and it was said by Humphrey House. Hamartia is the tragic error and is related to the character of the hero. But in a successful plot, it is so closely worked into the plot as to be inseparable from it. So, hamartia is considered as the tragic flaw, FLAW flaw, or error. The most suitable example for hamartia is Hamlet, written by William Shakespeare. The miscalculation of the hero causes a chain of incidents which result in the change from good fortune to bad, as it happened in the case of Hamlet, which the tragic plot depicts. Both Peripetia and Anagnorisis are incidents, and so parts of the plot. The Peripetia is fatal working of the plot to a result opposite of that intended. The Anagnorisis is the recognition of truth. It is the change from ignorance to knowledge. So we have got both things clear. What is Peripetia and what is Anagnorisis? So I repeat once again, what is Peripetia? The Peripetia is the fatal working of the plot to a result the opposite of that intended. We intend to do something, and what happens is different from what we had intended or supposed. So that would become Peripetia. And then what is Anagnorisis? Anagnorisis is the recognition of truth. It is the change from ignorance to knowledge. Now, both the things are very clear. In Hindi cinema, and we call that Indian film industry, or we could call it Bollywood, which is not a proper term to use. So many films we have seen, so many movies we have seen in which Peripetia and Anagnorisis happen. And in particular, Anagnorisis happens in the end. Two people who are against each other, they are fighting each other throughout the movie, and later on towards the climax, they recognize and they come to know that they are brothers. So that particular thing is called as Anagnorisis. And Anagnorisis is brought about as far as possible by the incidents of the plot. It must be the necessary and probable result of the incidents that have preceded it. It results in a change from friendship to hostility and vice versa. As I have given the example of Indian film industry, it might happen both ways, from friendship to hostility and from hostility to friendship. After the recognition, the plot must veer off in a new direction. So ultimately it gives the plot a new direction. Recognition in this sense is closely akin to reversal. Recognition and reversal can be used by separate incidents. Often, however, it is difficult to separate the two. They may be easily combined in the same incident, and Aristotle considers this combined form to be the most effective. Aristotle himself cites King Oedipus. King Oedipus or Oedipus Rex. It was written by Sophocles, the famous Greek dramatist, and it is also a tragedy in which Oedipus was a king. Rex means king. Oedipus, the king. So he murders his own father and subsequently marries his own mother. So Aristotle himself cites King Oedipus as the best example of this combined reverse recognition or compound recognition, as it is called. Complex plots, that is, plots with reversals and recognitions, are the best for recognition and reversal add the element of surprise, and the pitiable and fearful incidents are made more so by the shock of surprise. So I repeat these lines, these are very important. Complex plots, that is, plots with reversals and recognitions, are the best. So, which plots are the best? Complex plots, because they involve reversals and recognitions. For recognition and reversal, add the element of surprise. So, both these things have the element of surprise incorporated in them. And the pitiable and fearful incidents are made more so by the shock of surprise. So the incidents look more pitiable, more confusing, or we can say more fearful, because the element of shock of surprise is put into action. The action has been moving forward, and then quite suddenly the unexpected happens. So the audiences are not prepared to see that sort of thing happening. So it is unexpected happening, and unexpected happenings always give element of surprise. They involve element of surprise, and audiences, they like those kind of things. They are highly entertained by those things. There is sudden change of direction. There is sudden change of direction, from hostility to friendship, from friendship to hostility, and vice versa. This generates surprise, and this ultimately generates some kind of surprise. And the inherent pity and fear of the incidents are enhanced. So, two things which are most important and which could be considered as the most important aspects of a tragedy, and those two things are pity and fear, and they combine to make catharsis. So what is catharsis? We will discuss in our forthcoming videos. That's all for today. Thanks for watching.